is Jared's Miata, and it's actually going to be on Cars and Bids very soon. All right, Jared, so we have in front of us your ND Miata, and I didn't think we'd be making this video because you have gone through quite a few cars since I've known you, but we are making this video. The ND, if you're watching this, is for sale on Cars and Bids. Yep. Hence the cringe Doug intro.
Yeah, the auction is live.
But the auction is live. The link is in the description if you're interested. We're just going to give you a quick briefing of what the car is, why Jared's selling it, and what he bought instead. So let's cover that first. You bought another Corvette.
I did.
It's not your first one. You've had a C5 before. Now you have a C6, which in my opinion is the best generation Corvette.
Yeah, I just picked up an 08 C6, so it's an LS3 TR 6060 manual transmission. That's currently leaking power steering fluid.
That is, yeah, it has a little bit, it's weeping a little bit.
But alas, I wanted back in the V8 game.
Yeah, wanted a little more room. I will say the Corvette is a more practical car.
Trying to get people to buy my car.
But I think it's less fun than an ND. I will say the Corvette is great for touring. It's great for throwing miles on and going real fast. But the ND, I think...
It's a better canyon car.
You even pointed out while we were taking some pictures of it, it is a phenomenal looking car. Is it a phenomenal driving car? So yeah, this one is for sale. Let's talk a little bit about what this car is.
So it is a 2018 Mazda Miata MX-5 in the club package with about 48,500 miles. So the club package includes limited slip diff from factory, Bilstein stocks. This one specifically is on progress lowering springs along with a few other mods that I'll get into a little later. But it is all around just a great car. I mean, you could turn it on, drive it. Austin's driven it many times.
It's a really nice driving car. So yeah, the club is kind of the mid trim of the ND.
It's the sportiest one.
So yeah, it's the most sporty oriented. You can get the club with like Recaros and BBSs and Brembo brakes and all that. So this one was not equipped with those from the factory, but there is a Willwood Little Big Brake kit from Flying Miata put on the car. So we'll cover mods here a little bit more in a second, but tell me about this color. I can never remember the name of it.
Ceramic metallic.
Ceramic metallic. So it looks kind of weirdly blue in this lighting, but it is a wonderful gray color. I'll put some nice pictures on top. And then I think the top being this like cherry red is also fantastic. It's a really nice color combo. And I think one of the reasons why you bought this car in the first place.
Yeah, I love this spec. I still love this spec.
So you bought this in June of 2023.
Yes.
So you've had it for about a year and a half.
Yep.
Which is longer than I remember you having it. But
no, it's been here for a while. I mean,
yeah, I guess you had it with your Fiesta ST for a little while, which I think I kind of forget about that time. But yeah, I know you don't drive it a ton because you work from home, and when you road trip, you don't take this. So
nope.
Yeah, it's just kind of your dedicated fun car, and just gets to be driven when you want to, which is
it's a great car.
Cool spot to be in.
It's fun. I definitely enjoy driving it. The shifting experience is better than anything I've ever driven before. I mean, the Craven speed shifter in there is fantastic.
Yeah, so let's talk about that a little bit because we covered the spec.
Yeah, let's go over some
I guess we covered why you're selling it because you got a bigger, faster car. But this one in specific has some really tasteful mods done to it, and we've covered that in another video, and I will overlay some B-roll from that. But really quick rundown. It's got a stubby antenna, it's got lowering springs, the progress lowering springs, it's got the Craven speed shifter, it's got some really nice LED
sequential turn signals.
LED, turn signals. It's got the little LED blackout panels in the rear, the side markers. The actual the little rear lip back here and the front lip are both factory, which I think is pretty neat.
It's got an engine cold air intake.
It's got an engine cold air intake.
And the most noticeable one for sure is the, I don't know if I'm saying the company right, it's Paco or Pacao, I'm not sure, lowering brackets on the seats.
Yes.
So the seats are not on sliders.
Yeah, so the seats are in fixed position, but they are lower than they would be otherwise. So you have a nice seating position if you are a taller fellow like Jared or myself.
I'm 6'1", I can drive the car comfortably. I've had friends, I would say if you're anywhere from like 5'10" to like 6'1", really we're on the tall side.
Yeah, 6'2", 6'3" is kind of the tallest you can be, unless if you just have a smaller torso. But so those lowering brackets make a huge difference when you're in the interior. But yeah, aside from that, it's stock. There's no super.
Willwoods.
Yes, Willwood brakes. We did mention those earlier. But no like obnoxious exhaust or anything. It's got a little bit more intake noise, which is nice, but it's still a very, very subdued car for the most part. Just looks and drives really, really nice. So this isn't going to be a super lengthy video. We've covered what this car is. I've driven it before. We've done some upgrades to it, but this is more so what it is and why he's unfortunately parting ways.
Yeah, and if you want it, you want to be the owner of this car, if you want to join the Flywheel Films family and
the FFF,
a very brief piece of Flywheel Films history.
Yeah, it's
or just a great driving car.
Yes, I can absolutely attest to how wonderful this car is to drive. I mean, it's an ND. I've said before on the channel, I'll say it again. If you want a Miata, but you also don't have room for a second car, the ND I think is the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I did daily. Granted, I work from home, but I did daily this car for a year and a half.
It was your only car.
No issues. Drove it in the rain, no problems. Yeah.
It's just more refined than the NC. I can say that as an NC owner. It's a little more creature comforts, maybe a little bit more cramped inside, but that's really the only downfall I can think of.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely fantastic car. We'll put some really pretty pictures on the screen for you and some B-roll of all the nice features of it. Yeah, if you're interested, cars and bids.